Top 3 things that I see people do after they get cheated on that make it really hard for me to help them or make it really hard for them to recover on their own. The first mistake I see people make after they get cheated on is moving too fast. Okay, when you get cheated on by somebody, you're going to be full of emotion. You might be upset. You might feel desperation. You might feel anger. You might feel real deep sadness, depression, whatever the case may be. You're going to have some sort of emotion or a cocktail of emotions. Now, the worst thing that you can do is to try to operate on emotion, to try to make moves on emotion, because it's basically like drunk driving. You know, the reason why drinking and driving is illegal is because if you're drunk, you're going to make bad decisions. Well, if you're drunk on emotions, you're going to make bad decisions. You're going to do things that you will regret. If you're driving a car while you've been drinking, you might say, hey, it's cool to go 80 miles an hour on ice. You're drunk. You don't know no better. So when you're dealing with a whole lot of emotion, you might think it's cool to call the person that just cheated on you 50 times and curse them out. Then you feel bad about some of the things you said. Or you might think you might be desperate at the time. You might feel hurt. You might feel that sense of loss. So you might call and actually beg them to come back to you. And then feel like, oh, why did I do that? That was stupid. You know, you might go out and tell all your friends negative things about that person. Oh, they cheated on me. They did this. They did that. Telling them everything that happened. And then all of a sudden you decide you want to get back with them. Now you got to deal with these same people. You want to keep your mouth shut and just marinate. Let the emotion die down before you start doing things, before you start making decisions, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're really playing yourself, where you're really doing things that you're going to regret, where you come down from whatever the emotion is that you're feeling at the time. You want to be powered by logic, not by emotion. And I promise you, if you're in a really terrible emotional state, everything you do is going to be powered by emotion, not logic. So you want to take that time, you want to chill out, and you got to be real with yourself about how much time it's going to take. Because if you've been with somebody 4 years, you're not over them cheating on you after 2 days. Be real with yourself. Take the time out and make your decisions. Think about exactly what it is you want to do once you get past the emotional state. You got to remember that time is on your side. If that person ever really cared about you, if they really want to be back with you, that means that no matter how long it's going to take you to wait and get yourself together, they're still going to be there. They're still going to be around. I'm not talking about 20 years later or whatever, but I'm just saying in general, they're still going to be around. Even if they're sitting over there talking to somebody else or dealing with somebody else, that doesn't matter, because that's the person they cheated on you with. Okay? So whatever you're doing is going to be powering that new relationship. If you just sit back and chill and kind of come down emotionally, you're not helping them in their new relationship. You're not helping them, bond with the person that they cheated with. Because a lot of times they'll use you to look like a good catch. So you got to make sure that you just come down emotionally, chill out for a while, then start making your decisions, then decide if you want to tell anybody about it, then decide if you want to call them up and get back with them, or if you want to tell them you're done with them for good. Chill out, take your time. Don't move too fast. The second big mistake people make is being indecisive. After people get cheated on, oftentimes you're going on a wave of emotion, like I said. And for a lot of people, they make moves while they're on this emotion. And even sometimes when they feel like they're over it, they make a move and then they regret it. So they go back and do something else. This being indecisive really plays into the hands of the other person. When you call somebody up and say, I want to be with you again, let's work this out. And then y'all all hang out together, start doing stuff, whatever the case may be. And then you decide, I just can't take it anymore. I don't want to be in this relationship. I'm not over it, yada, yada, yada. What ends up happening is a lot of times you force yourself into a situation where you're a friend with benefits or you're in the friend zone. A lot of times you place yourself exactly where they kind of wanted to place you. You're helping them out because you have to be real with yourself. I don't care what you think. At the end of the day, if they slept with somebody else before while y'all were supposed to be together, what do you think they're going to be doing while y'all are trying to get back together, or while y'all are talking about getting back together? What do you think they're going to be doing? Most likely they're going to be out there playing the field, enjoying their life, because they know that You're still emotionally wrapped up in them, so you're not going to be serious about anybody else. You're not really going to do anything. And even if they show some type of concern or anger, the reality is they know they still got you. So when you're being indecisive, you're really giving them the opportunity to create the relationship that they want with you, which is friend with benefits, friend zone, or whatever. You're actually pushing yourself into that type of relationship rather than being in one that that's really committed or whatever it is you were wanting to do in the beginning. Be decisive. If you want to walk away, okay, fine, walk away. Make sure you know that that's what you want to do and you can stick with it. You can stick by it. If you want to be with them, okay, fine. But that's something you know you want to do. And you could hold them to certain standards and hold yourself to certain standards. But make sure that you are never indecisive. That going back and forth stuff usually is just something for them to use. This is what they do. They get somebody else that they start dealing with, and then you think that you're going back and forth with them whenever you want to, but really they're using you to make that person act right. They like, oh, look at this person. They showing them their text messages and stuff like that. Oh, look at this person chasing me. Look at how they're doing. It makes the other person want them even more. So now they have this person as a safety net, and they have you as a safety net. This is what you put yourself in because you were indecisive. You were going back and forth. It just allowed them to use you. Now they're also using you as an emotional dump. You're calling them up, y'all arguing back and forth, and they seem calm as a cucumber to everybody else they're dealing with. So if they got a new guy or a new girl, they seem calm to that person because they're using you as an emotional dump. They're only mad at you. They're only yelling at you. They're only arguing with you, and you're allowing it. But now you're emotionally tied up into this person who already cheated on you, so they might have already been emotionally checked out anyway. You're so emotionally tied up in this person that you can't find anybody else, that you can't go and have a better life or do something for yourself. So you have to make sure that you're decisive. You know whether you want to stay. You know whether you want to go. That way you can hold them to the commitment, or you can just walk away and not be fuel for their fire to be with somebody else. The third mistake that I see a lot of people make is holding a grudge. When you hold a grudge, I know you might feel like I'm going to get back at this person or whatever, especially if you're not with them. But the reality is when you hold a grudge, you tie yourself to whatever happened and you tie yourself to that person. Now, they may not have anything to do with you. They may not be thinking about you, but you're always thinking about them and you're allowing them to occupy space in your heart. You're allowing them to occupy your time, your energy by thinking about them, by being angry with them, trying to get back at them, whatever the case may be. So whatever you decide to do, if you decide to get back with them, or if you decide that you don't want to get back with them, that's fine. But whatever you decide to do, you need to let the grudges go. If you're going to get back with them, you need to go ahead and do so and just move on, accept what happened, and, just try to make the relationship work as best as you can. If you're not going to get back with them, then you need to just chuck them to deuces. Bam. Peace. I'm out. And do your own thing. You don't need to be sitting there thinking to yourself, oh, how can I get back at this person? How can I go in on this person? Constantly going back over it in your mind, trying to make them seem like the bad guy, whatever the case may be. It's best for you to just walk away, let it go, and find somebody else, that's going to make you happy.